All right, so the top is just to remind us how we multiply fractions. And you multiply straight across, or when you can, you cross simplify and then multiply across, so there's less simplifying. So just double check, make sure your memory for how to evaluate fractions and multiplication is up to snuff. But we're going to talk about independent events. And independent events are when the outcome of one or the first event of two combined or more does not have an effect on the outcome of the second part of that event. They're called independent. So the probability of A and B in an independent probability, I'm going to find the probability of A and I'm going to multiply it times the probability of B. So let's look at some examples. In a board game, students draw a card, replace it, and then draw a second card. So they're drawing from 8 cards every time. They've drawn one, they put it back with the make 8 again, and now they're going to determine the probability of each event based on that return of the card for the second draw. So a student must draw a heart-eyed card. So there's the probability of my first heart-eyed card. And then an angel card. So that's the probability of B. And you'd actually write probability of heart-eyed times the probability of an angel or whatever. So heart-eyed, let's see, we have 1, 2, and there's a total of 8 cards, 2, 4, 6, 8. So that's 2 eighths or 1/4. And the probability of an angel card, it looks like we only have one angel. Isn't that the way it always is for angels? And that's going to equal 2 64ths or 1/32. So that says in 32 drawings of the cards, there's one opportunity that I would do the first draw heart-eyed and the second draw an angel. So let's look at the remaining ones. Okay, a student must draw a sleeping card. I have a sleeping card, 2 possibles, 2 out of 8. And then the angry card. And the angry card, is also 2 out of 8. Those could also simplify to 1/4 times 1/4. So I know that's going to equal 1/16. The next one's a little different because it says a student must draw an angry card or a laughing card and then an angel card. Well, there's one angel card. There is 2 angry and 1 laughing. Here's our laughing card. So that's 3 out of 8. In other words, the probability is 3 64ths. All right. So I'm just going to hit a few of these, and if you have questions about them, be sure to ask about them. I'll put the answers in the corners after I go through a few. First one, Kylie has a coin and a number cube. So our number cube can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Each toss could be a heads or a tails, heads or tails, heads, tails. Oh my gosh, right? Heads, tails. Okay, so I have 6 times 2, so there's 12 possible outcomes. So what's the probability the cone lands tails up and the cube lands on a 4? Tails up and a 4. Tails up is 1 out of 2. Landing on a 4 would be 1 out of 6. So the chance is 1 out of 12. Neil goes to the pet shop and selects a treat for his dog. He chooses one, returns it to the bunch, then he chooses another. What's the probability Neil selects a bone and then a collar? Well, there's 6 choices here. There's 3 bones and 1 collar. So it's 3/36 or 1/12. Mackenzie chooses 1 candle, returns it to the bunch, chooses another candle. What's the probability Mackenzie selects a polka dot candle both times? Well, I've got 2 out of 5. Puts it back, it's still 2 out of 5. So it's 4/25. I suggest going ahead and looking through the remaining ones. I put what the probability is, but make sure you understand how to find it. If you have any questions, make sure you ask me next time in class.